Good morning. It is what? Own Your Now, I Define Me Friday. Come on in, everybody, because guess what? Today is the Own Your Now Friday edition. And I want everybody to share as we begin to connect and talk about so many things that have happened this week. But we're going to be inspired. We're going to be uplifted and we're going to be empowered. So everybody, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Eliani. I see you. Good morning, Teresa. I see you. Melissa, everybody. Karen, good morning. Let me tell you guys, I have my cup today. It's my mommy cup because I'm in a mom mood. It's so much that's happening in our community and it keeps us aware of what's going on. So I always start off with a motivational song. I want to make sure that, I start putting a sign up like share. If we don't share, how do we get the information out there? Okay. So literally, if I can do this while I'm on live, I literally sit here and try to share. I know that you can do the same thing. So all you got to do is grab your phone, take a moment, go in, and then share it just like that. It's so easy, right? But you know what? The thing about it is we don't always share positive messages, do we? So we have to be inspired to understand that this is how we uplift each other. So I want to start off with a cool song. I want you guys to listen to it. Let it get in your spirit because I think it's important. And this is Someday We Will All Be Free by Donny Hathaway. Listen. Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving. Listen to that. Things are moving fast. Hold on tight because you will last. Keep your self-respect, mainly your pride. Good morning. Thanks for the energy. Thank you. Yes. So I just thought that, can you all hear that music? That's Donny Hathaway. Someday we'll all be free. Because clearly we are not all free, but freedom is inside, right? And so that's something that we're going to take with us and strive this morning. Good morning, sunshines. Naylene says, good morning. I see you all and I appreciate you all. This has been a journey. The Own Your Now show started with just a cup of therapy, and it has allowed us to connect every morning and be uplifted and empowered in times when always the world is not so positive. My cup is my mom cup today. My son-in-law gave it to me. And I really appreciate him. I appreciate all of the young men and young women and mothers and fathers in this world. I appreciate everybody, but we have to be accountable for ourselves. And so as a result of that, it's a mother. That's my major role. I'm a therapist first and a speaker and all of that other stuff. But it's something about being a mother and being concerned. And so I have to tap into that. The news that I'm watching, I'm not a newscaster. But I watch the news and I see the things that are happening in our world. And I have to say that my cup is empty. And so I hope that this space that we're in keeps us uplifted and keeps us in a positive space. But I just have to say we've got to continue to pray for our families and our communities, our local, national, global communities, everything that's happening all over the world. The fact that we have to call out for our moms, as men and women, it's just not okay. And so I just wanted to say that I hope that we can stand in alliance in knowing that we need to be accountable and we need to do better as a country. And I hope that we see some change soon, very, very soon. And so it's I Define Me Friday. And I love that it's I Define Me Friday. It's time for us to own your now. We call it Money Friday. There's so many things that we're going to talk about when it comes to money, as well as the fact that there are a lot of kids that have graduated I have clients that have told me that their kids are graduating. A lot of our sister keepers are graduating. If you know someone that has graduated this year, 2020, drop their names below so we can shout them out, because that's also very essential that we let these kids know that we appreciate them and that we see them, okay? That's so important. The other thing that as we continue to go and grow, because I'm a soul flower sister, so I'm always talking about us growing, right? Is I want you all to talk about the businesses in our community that need to continue to grow. We have to be accountable to one another. I literally was looking at STL Public Radio, and I noticed there was an article, and it talked about some of the community, some of the small businesses in our community, specifically the African-American businesses, don't know if they're going to make it. And they spoke about one particular business, and it was Drake's Place. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Drake's Place. It's an amazing restaurant. It's in Ferguson. It's on South Florissant, 701 South Florissant. And the article just touched me because, you know, Ferguson has been through a lot. We all know that these are all triggers for us. The pandemic is a trigger. Everything that happens in the world can be triggers for all of us. And so we have to say no to this. We have to say yes to positivity and being uplifted, and how we can put out positive information out there. And so one of the things that I found and heard was that Drake's Place, their patio is open now. And so because their patio is open now, this is another way that we can support our community. Go out there if you feel comfortable on the patio. If not, they got curbside. You can get you some of that savory shrimp and the potatoes and beans. They have so many good things. And so I think it's so important that we say that, what can we do? Because we're not in control of all these things that happen in this world, but there are a lot of things that we can do. And so we can do what we can, and what we can't, we just got to pray that it gets better and that change is created all around us. But the article talked about Drake's Place. It also talked about Afro World. How many of us have been to Afro World? Either you went there to get hair, you went there to get head wraps, you went there to get all kind of different things, maybe a special occasion. But they also said that they are still open and that they have transitioned. They have they have drive up and they have online services. And guess what she's making, y'all? She's making masks, and we all need masks. This is something that we are not going to not need for a long time. And I heard that some of the places in the communities are literally charging people for these little paper thin masks that you throw away. But to be able to have a mask that represents you in a positive way, that you can literally take and wash over and over again. We need to do that. We need to support. And that's what I'm asking you guys to do. So I see that everybody's in the ticker is coming up. Support Drake's Place, support Afro World, support other Black-owned businesses. We have to support our community. And I'm not saying not support everybody else, but I'm a sister. I'm a small business. I'm a therapist, and I'm not even seeing clients inside, and I'm always promoting t-shirts and positive messages. But you know what? We got to support ourselves. So a lot of people are celebrating graduations. It is still I Define Me Friday, and we have a lot of good things to celebrate. But I wanted to bring on a special guest. I tried to get her on last week. As you all know, I had technical difficulties, as we sometimes do. But it's okay, because we work through them. This is what this is all about, us working through some things. And this sister, I connected with her, and I love her energy and I love her positivity. But I also love the fact that we are not just, women in the community walking around here just doing things. We are business women. We are professional women, and we have resources. And so in spite of some of you that kids are graduating, you have all your funds together, and some of you that are just starting out and you're new moms or grandparents, I thought it would be cool for her to come and talk to us about Most 29. So as you guys welcome everybody in and say, hey, y'all, thank you, Cynthia Butler Moore, the first time viewer, I'm looking at that. I want to welcome Angela Williams.
Good
morning, sister.
Good morning, Tracie. How are you? We did it.
Ooh, I'm doing We did it. We did it. You know, what do they say? Nothing beats a failure but a what?
But a try, baby.
Try.
But a try.
And
That's
then
right.
you try. And we just keep trying and we keep trying. And but you know, the thing about it is some of the things we can't just try, we got to do it. Yeah. And so we were talking about, you know, I have a grandson now. My kids are all in my two of my daughters have graduated. My son is in school. Of course, he has scholarships and he plays ball, but everybody don't have those full rides. Right. So let's talk to our community about Most 29. Can somebody type in? I'm going to put it in here. Most 29. Tell everybody, Angela. Everybody, hey, Angela. Hey, what everybody. Is that about?
So most 29? It's actually most 529. So remember those 3 digits, 529. So 529 plans actually have been around for 2 decades. They started in the late 90s. And they are a way for families or individual account owners to save for education, plain and simple. And so I serve as the state rep for Missouri's 529 plan, which is called MOST, MOST. So you can actually Google MOST 529, and the first thing that will come up will be my website. So as the state rep, my job is to travel around the state and educate families, individuals, grandparents, aunts, uncles, anyone who's interested in saving for education for their kiddos. So if you want to sign up or learn more about the program, you can go to most529.com. But essentially, a 529 plan is just an investment account. Many of you who are with us this morning, you probably work at places where you have a 401k or 403b or 457 plan, something like that. If you work for a state or a city, 529 plans are very similar in that they are investment accounts. Money goes into the stock market. And so before I scare anybody off their seats, I work in the investment world. I'm a business person. And I believe that one of the acts and ways that particularly communities of color can liberate themselves is through taking care of our money, and how we invest, where we spend, how we save. Are 3 of the most relevant things that we can do to get ourselves out of this loop of what we call oppression, right? And so we got to obviously take care of our hearts. We got to take care of our minds. I appreciate Tracie so much because I'm an advocate for therapy, but I'm also a strong advocate for making sure that we have the financial resources to change our circumstance. And so, right. Because one of the things
you said that you say, no, I'm just listening to you. You said mental, physical, spiritual, but financial is also Absolutely. Just as important.
Absolutely.
That we understand and know our worth.
Absolutely.
I saw someone say that she's a state representative for Most 29.
Yeah, no, I'm not a state rep. I'm not a political figure. Let me be real clear about that. Nobody can vote for me in the fall. I haven't reached that pinnacle in my life, and I doubt that I ever will. I like my freedom and to be able to say what I want to say too much. But nonetheless, I'm not a state rep, but I am the representative for the Most 529 plan across the state of Missouri. So to be clear about that, thank you for the question, and the clarification is important. So yeah, Tracie, to your point, I mean, we have to take care of our money. And one of the ways that we can do that is not only by saving and, paying our bills, keeping our credit up, all of those things, but we have to invest, right? And regardless as to where we see the market going up and down, once we learn and are educated about how financial markets work, we can leverage that and use that to our advantage. And so I love children. I've worked in youth development and nonprofit executive leadership for most of my life. And dabbled in financial services, and just in the last couple of years decided to go full stream ahead and focus on 529 plans because they're that one investment that takes care of people, right? In a particular way, right? Our 401ks and stuff like that, those are great, but 529s are very different. They're about education, and that matters to me coming from an education family. Well, my grandparents were educators. I've been an educator. So for me, that's really personal. But essentially, these 529 accounts, they give you some really good incentives. One, like I said, you can save for education. Your money goes into the 529 account. It grows tax-free. And when you pull it out, you don't pay taxes on your withdrawals as long as you're using it for education. So how many of us can think about that as a way?
It doesn't have to be for my own children. It could be for my grandson.
No, here's the thing. You can save for anyone. I tell people in my presentations, you say for children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, cute kids in the neighborhood. You can save for my kids if you want to. I need all the help I can get. I have a graduate coming out this year. My youngest, Khalil, you can see his name over my head. He's graduating from Vianney and headed off to Indiana State, Indiana Tech University. And we use his 529 plan to pay for his tuition, both at Vianney, because you can use it for K-12 tuition.
Really?
At private schools. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, you can use it for K-12?
Absolutely. You can use it for K-12 tuition. So if you got a kiddo that's in parochial school, or if they're going to a city academy or any of our private institutions here in the St. Louis Metro, and you want to be able to use your 529 plan to pay for your tuition, you can facilitate that. K-12 to K-12 higher education as well. So think about sending your kid off to school and you got to pay for books, fees, room and board, supplies. All of those things are what we call qualified withdrawals in a 529 investment plan. So it's really important for our families to think about ways that we can leverage these types of investments. And so my job, again, is to really just be available to educate families. I don't work on commission. So this is like,
so you have like workshops and seminars, webinars that we can attend?
Absolutely. I do webinars twice a week online. You can go to the most529.com website, register for those webinars. And I tell you about the plan. Most529.com. MOST529.com. You can put it in the feed.
Yeah, somebody's going to put it in the feed. So let me tell you something. I did not know that you could use this for K through 12.
I know, right? That's new. That just started, Tracie.
And the resources that you are offering are free. We don't even have to pay for them. Everybody's like, this is awesome. Let me tell you something. Don't just say it's awesome. Share it. Share it, yeah. I keep telling you all to share this information because knowledge is power only if you share it and use it. And so I know that I'm so interested. I'm signing up. I like that you said that it doesn't have to just be for your grandkid. It could be for the cute kid in the neighborhood. It could be
anybody's kids, right?
And nephews. Here's a question. Robert says, is there a penalty for early withdrawal?
So here's the thing, Robert, great question. So just like any other investment account, when you use the dollars for something other than what it was intended, so like say, for instance, you're saving all these years and your kid decides that they don't want to go to college, right? And you don't have another person that you want to give that money to. The money is always yours. So you can make the withdrawal. If you use it for something other than education, there's a 10% penalty at the federal level only. Right. So the federal government is not going to let you take out something tax-free, right? Especially if you're not using it for what it was intended. 10% penalty, but that is only on your earnings. OK, and I can go into all of the details of this if you sign up for one of my webinars. But to Robert's question, it's a really good point, because a lot of families, you don't know what your children are going to do if you start saving when they're born. Over 18 years, I have a 25-year-old who we thought was going to go all the way through college at MOBAP. And his junior year, he decided he wanted to do something else. The cool thing about a 529 plan is we just transferred his money to his little brother. So you can move it around, right? So these are from beneficiary to beneficiary. If you have one kid that doesn't use it, give it to the other kid. You can take it back for yourself. You can give it to a spouse or partner, anyone in your family, all the way out to a first cousin. So these are very flexible.
That's the other key. You just said something I wanted to tap into. You could give it to yourself. So like if I decided I want to go back, and if I decided I want to go like for a doctorate or something.
Absolutely. You can get that PhD, Tracie, and put that money into the 529 plan. There are a couple of different ways. I don't want to spend too much time in the weeds, but the reality is these accounts are extremely flexible. So you can use that.
And that's what I think we need to realize. But this is the thing. All we're doing is sowing seeds, y'all. We want you all to understand that there are resources out here. And that's why we have this platform, so that you all can tap into those resources. And that you now have knowledge enough to say, hey, you got a kid, you got a kid, you got a kid. Everybody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who got a kid, or yourself, or your niece or nephew, and they need this plan. And I'm assuming, I don't know, so I'm gonna ask, how much do you have to put in? Is it a large amount? Or maybe I just got to take the class. I got to figure this thing out.
Yeah, you can take the class where I go through the full presentation, which is about 40 minutes, but I can give you the highlights. So $1 gets you started, right? So most529.com, you open the account with a transaction fee of $1. Invest however much you want to invest after that. So let's say, for instance, you want to do $25 a pay period. We can set you up for payroll direct deposit, have it come right out of your paycheck, which is lovely.
I'm going to use it for a girl, for Sister Keeper. That I think would be really cool, so that they could then, have a resource that we could just tap out and give it to them.
Listen, Tracie, a lot of nonprofits use this for their scholarship fund. Instead of giving children cash, they put the money into a 529 plan when they're young, and they have those assets grow over time, making sure that they're investing properly, certainly. But the point is, when we're leveraging and using the stock market to better our financial disposition, that's an act of liberation in my mind, right? And so that's my message to people when we think about, it's not that, our activism shows up in a myriad of ways, right? And we have to really think strategically while we think passionately about how we change society. And so I tell people I do this work for two reasons: equity and love, right? And so when we think about how we can make an equitable society, financial responsibility and investment, it certainly has to be part of the conversation. So that's how I engage in my activism, ensuring that people understand what these resources are, that they have access to them, and that they invest in their futures, especially for their children. So $1 gets you started. You can use the money to go to pay for K-12 tuition, higher education tuition and expenses. You can also now use it for apprenticeships. So for those young people who are out there who are thinking 4 years isn't for me, I want to be a pipe fitter, I want to be a carpenter, I want to do something along those lines in the trade industry, you can use the 529 to cover the cost of apprenticeship expenses. So if you need mechanical tools, you need boots, things of that nature in an apprenticeship. And then in the near future, this one's really gonna cook your noodle, Tracie. In the near future, here in Missouri, we expect to have this legislation passed before the end of the year. You'll be able to use your 529 plan to pay back student loan debt.
Shut the front door.
I am not making it up. So
my grandparents had done this for me. I'm so on this. I can't wait. I'm just doing more research for this weekend. To go and do this. And I love that you said, the key thing that you said was, this is like equity and love. Like this is how we can do this thing. I appreciate you. I appreciate
You're welcome.
That you have given us. We are all so much better for it. You have filled my cup. What's in your cup?
So my cup is always filled with black coffee, right? Yeah. And I try to drink out of my love cup as much as I can, because to me, love is a verb, and you got to keep it active in your life. So so I try to drink out of it every morning just to get my juices going, so to speak.
That's right. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate the resources. We are all better for. You have given us the most.
That's what they call me. They call me in the community the girl doing the most. So
the most. That's the t-shirt. And you know what? Get that 529. I know that we all will be benefited from it. And I'm definitely going to tap in there. So I thank you.
You're welcome, Tracie B. Thank you for having me. Everybody online, have a great day. Have a peaceful and safe weekend, and live in love.
Now listen, because you said that, I want to know, what is your affirmation? Oh, this is also Money, Money, Money Friday. So everybody also drops their Cash App. So anybody can pour into someone and as well. And so that's cool. Everybody's saying, thank you, Angela. Robert says we need more union jobs, electricians, welders, pipe fitters. So these are different ways that you guys can do this. It's an excellent present instead of like PlayStations and stuff, although we all need to play. But these are resources. That's all we're doing, is giving you resources. But that word for today, and I see it on your cup. Oh my God. And I think that is what this world needs.
Absolutely. Listen, hate is not going anywhere, but love, neither is love. And so those two 4-letter words activate at the same time. We have to figure out how to balance that out, right? And so our job is to try to live in love, in my opinion, And when we do everything in love, we end up better.
So we end up better. So let me tell you, I'm writing down the word love, although you gave me equity and love. So you can give us 2 words because you're our guest for today. I thank you for coming on again. I know we had some issues on Friday, but last Friday, today, you're owning your now. We're owning our now, and we're going to keep moving forward. So enjoy your weekend.
You too.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Information down in the link.
I will do. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, did you all hear that? As she taps out, she did the most, and the most is in a positive way. I hate that a lot of times people have negative words for positive words, like bad means good, but doing the most means doing extra, and she is giving you all extra tools that you can use and make sure that you can tap into some positivity. But yes, the world needs love. All of us need love. But I also understand that it is I Define Me Friday, and we always bring on our poet Justice Key on I Define Me Friday, because I want you guys to understand the value of taking care of ourselves and our needs. And I don't ever want to leave you on a negative note. It's always positivity in our space. So I want to bring Justice Key on as well. And let's see if I can get her in here. Are you here, Justice? And if she's not, then we'll have to come back. I'm always looking for, let's see, Justice. Are you here, Justice? Okay, for some reason, I'm not able to see her. And I don't know why, but let me tell you something. Every single time that we get in this space, it is important that we share the information. Earlier today, for those of you that are just jumping in, we talked about the restaurant. We talked about small businesses. If you know of a business in your community that you feel that we need to support, drop that business down below. Let everybody know that this is a business in the community that you respect. Eliani comes on all the time and talks about STL Black Biz, but there's a lot of businesses that we need to talk about. Drake's Place, they talked about it in the article. They're struggling. We don't want them to leave. We want them to stay in Ferguson. We need to support them. We don't want them to close. They said their patios are open. Their curbside is open. Afro World. There's so many businesses. I'm a Black-owned business, and so but I'm going to be okay. And a lot of places will be okay, but there's a lot of businesses and people out here that are struggling. There's also somebody sent things in, because people are constantly sending things in to me, that there is going to be a food market tomorrow. And I want to give you guys that information as well. I hope you guys are dropping your words of positivity below. I'm going to try to get Justice on again, but the free mobile market tomorrow, May 30th at 9 a.m., Hope Church at the Mills Mall, entrance 1. They have a free mobile market. Remain in your car, windows up, have trunks open and ready for food. That is an awesome resource. We'll be posting it. But you guys got to remember that we are our community. And so when we are able to share these resources with everyone, then this is how we all grow. And so I'm constantly posting them, because that's what this is all about. This is a community effort. This is not about me. It's all about you. It's all about our community. And so we have to remember the value of that. Let me see if I can get Justice in again. Again, Justice, are you there? I'm struggling to find her, and that hurts my soul, because I'm always trying to find some resources and tap into you guys. So I'm seeing the words come up, and I'm gonna grab them. I see humanize. Oh, Ari. Oh my goodness. Let me just show you guys these words. Humanize, embrace, inspired. So I'm gonna just go from there and keep going and see what this looks like. For number one, and I'm just gonna go down the feed as I'm reading. I understand that there is value, and this is a freestyle poetry piece that I'm trying to tap into, even though I was trying to get Justice on, and I don't know what's happening. But look, she says that we need, Angela, she said we need equity and love, and the only way we can do that is to invest in ourselves, and we're gonna do that through the most 529 plan. But in addition to that, we know that it's value in humanizing and seeing who we are. We need to see ourselves and see the value in who we are, and embrace the fact that when we come together, that we can not just inspire and uplift one another, but we all can be empowered. So that's why our economic dollar is valued. So if you get a chance, go over to Kathy's kitchen or go and serve at someone else's kitchen, but understand that we are all essential and we are all efficient. And when we see the value of what that looks like, then we can shine in the darkness and we continue to push through. So strive and thrive and find the serenity within yourself and understand that compassion is all about us serving one another. And until we can get that together, we will all continue to struggle. But when we know who we are and we own our now, we will all be better for it. And let's just remember that today is a great day for us to own our now. So I thank you all for sipping. I thank you all for sheltering in place. I thank you all for continuing to embrace all that we have to offer. And I just want you all to know that I appreciate you. I love you. And I hope that we can continue this movement of owning your now. Peace, love, and tranquility. Keep sipping. And I'll see you guys on Monday, same time, same space. Thanks again for everybody that tuned in this week. From Shameen Clark Hubbard, Marty K. Casey, Leslie Gill with Run for Women, Kirsten Wilford, and Angela Amanda Williams. I thank you all, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Thank you so much. Peace, love, and tranquility.